We are always trying to make sense of the world. Our minds search for patterns and explanations, often taking shortcuts to do so. This is usually helpful, allowing us to navigate daily life efficiently. However, these shortcuts can sometimes lead to errors in judgment, particularly when others are deliberately trying to mislead us. One such error is the forced attribution error. The forced attribution error occurs when we incorrectly attribute someone's behavior to their personality or character, ignoring the influence of external factors. We do this because it's easier than considering all the complexities of a situation. For example, if a coworker is consistently rude, we might conclude they are simply a mean person. We may not consider if they are dealing with stress at home or struggling with an illness. This tendency to attribute behavior to internal factors, like personality, is amplified in situations involving conflict or stress, or when we feel threatened or anxious, or just seeking quick and easy explanations to justify our own feelings. This makes us vulnerable to manipulation, especially by those who understand how to exploit our cognitive biases. By subtly manipulating the environment or context, a skilled manipulator can lead others to make false attributions about someone, turning friends against each other and creating an atmosphere of suspicion and distrust. Imagine a puppet master, skillfully pulling strings, orchestrating a performance designed to deceive. This is what covert manipulation looks like. The manipulator doesn't use brute force, but instead, carefully arranges circumstances to control perceptions and reactions. They become the unseen hand directing the narrative, leading others to false conclusions. This manipulation thrives on ambiguity. The manipulator creates situations where information is unclear or contradictory. They plant seeds of doubt, whispering half-truths and strategically omitting information. Like a magician using misdirection, they focus your attention on one thing while something else is happening right before your eyes. They may provoke a target into an angry outburst, knowing others are watching. They might accidentally share private information, making the target appear untrustworthy. The manipulator may even feign victimhood, drawing sympathy while painting their target as the aggressor. These tactics are often subtle, making them difficult to detect. The people being manipulated often have no idea they are being played. They simply experience the manufactured reality, a friend acting strangely, a sudden string of bad luck, or a growing sense that something isn't right. For targeted individuals, experiencing covert manipulation is like being trapped in a nightmare. TIs are often the victims of organized harassment campaigns, where a group of people, sometimes strangers, work together to torment and discredit them. This harassment can take many forms, from online defamation and stalking to vandalism and financial sabotage. One of the most insidious tactics used against TIs is the manipulation of their social environment. The perpetrators, understanding the power of the forced attribution error, work to turn the TI's friends, family, and even authorities against them. They create situations designed to make the TI appear unstable, paranoid, or even dangerous. For example, perpetrators might spread rumors about the TI engaging in illegal or immoral activities. They might hack into the TI's social media accounts, posting inflammatory content to damage their reputation. They could even stage events like break-ins or accidents to make it seem like the TI is losing control. The constant manipulation takes a heavy toll on TIs. As their support systems erode, they experience profound isolation, confusion, and self-doubt. Imagine being told your friend is saying awful things about you behind your back, only to have that friend deny it vehemently, leaving you unsure of who to believe. This is the kind of gaslighting and manipulation that TIs endure regularly. The perpetrators exploit the trust inherent in close relationships to sow discord. They understand that people are more likely to believe accusations coming from someone they trust. This can make it incredibly difficult for TIs to defend themselves. They are often met with disbelief or accusations of paranoia, further deepening their sense of isolation. This isolation serves the perpetrator's goals. It makes the TI more vulnerable to further manipulation and control. Without a support system to ground them, TIs may begin to question their own sanity, wondering if they are truly imagining the harassment. This self-doubt can be debilitating, making it even harder to fight back against the abuse. Recognizing the pattern gaslighting and covert abuse. The tactics used against TIs are not unique. They are forms of gaslighting and covert abuse often employed by narcissists and other abusers to gain and maintain power and control over their victims. Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation that aims to make the victim doubt their own sanity and perception of reality. A classic example of gaslighting is when an abuser denies or downplays events that the victim knows to be true. They might say things like, "That never happened," or "You're imagining things." Over time, This constant denial can chip away at the victim's confidence in their own memory and judgment. Covert abusers are skilled at hiding their abusive behavior. They often come across as charming and likable, making it difficult for others to believe they are capable of such cruelty. They may use subtle tactics like guilt trips, passive-aggressive comments, or the silent treatment to control and manipulate their victims. Recognizing the patterns of gaslighting and covert abuse is crucial for anyone who suspects they are being targeted. Understanding these tactics can help empower victims to trust their instincts and seek support. The narcissist's tool control through distortion. Narcissists often utilize covert manipulation as a primary tool for maintaining control in their relationships. Their need for admiration and lack of empathy make them particularly adept at distorting reality to fit their own narratives. They are masters at twisting situations to make themselves appear superior while undermining the credibility and confidence of those around them. For a narcissist, manipulating others is not just about getting what they want. It's about asserting their dominance and feeling a sense of power. They thrive on the chaos and confusion they create, as it allows them to maintain the upper hand. They may pit people against each other, creating drama and discord, so they can swoop in as the voice of reason or the victim of the situation. This need for control can be particularly damaging in families where a narcissistic parent might use these tactics to turn siblings against each other, or to isolate one child as a scapegoat. The narcissist will often present themselves as the loving and supportive parent, while subtly undermining the targeted child's relationships and sense of self-worth. Breaking free. Trusting your instincts. If you are experiencing covert manipulation, one of the most important things you can do is trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, it probably is. Don't dismiss your feelings or allow others to convince you that you are overreacting. Manipulators are experts at making their victims doubt themselves, so it's crucial to hold on to your own sense of reality. Start by paying attention to how people make you feel. Do you feel anxious, drained, or confused after spending time with a particular person? Do you find yourself constantly questioning your own judgment or second-guessing your memories? These could be signs that you are being manipulated. Keep a journal to document your experiences. Write down specific examples of incidents that have made you feel uncomfortable or manipulated. Having a written record can help you see patterns of behavior and validate your experiences, especially if the manipulator is trying to gaslight you. Seeking support. Finding understanding in a world of manipulation. Breaking free from manipulation also requires seeking support from trusted sources. This could be a therapist, counselor, support group, or trusted friend or family member. It's vital to have someone to talk to who can offer validation, perspective, and guidance. Unfortunately, finding support can be challenging for victims of covert manipulation, especially TIs. The perpetrators often work to isolate their targets, making it difficult for them to reach out for help. Additionally, the subtle nature of the abuse can make it hard for others to understand what is happening. If you are struggling to find support, remember that you are not alone. There are resources available, such as online support groups and hotlines, where you can connect with others who understand what you are going through. These communities can provide a safe and supportive space to share your experiences, find validation, and access information and resources. Reclaiming reality. You are not alone. The experience of being targeted with covert manipulation can be incredibly isolating and disorienting. The constant gaslighting and distortion of reality can leave you feeling like you are losing your grip on what is real. It is essential to remember that you are not alone and that your experiences are valid. While it may feel like the manipulator has all the power, there are steps you can take to reclaim your reality and your life. Trusting your instincts, setting boundaries, seeking support, and focusing on self-care are all crucial steps in breaking free from manipulation and healing from the trauma it can cause. Remember, you are not to blame for the abuser's behavior. You deserve to be treated with respect and dignity. By educating yourself about manipulation tactics, seeking support, and prioritizing your well-being, you can begin to heal and move forward with your life.